can 10x your business, and sometimes more. So I think if you're struggling to, increase sales, or you're just kind of stuck right now, if you can focus on nailing the offer, that'll solve a lot of your problems. So let me see if I can get this lined up. I feel like I'm a little lopsided here. All right, we'll go with it. So what I want to talk about are two types of offers that we frequently build and run and scale. But first, I want to talk about how we get to the offer, right? And we're not talking about like discounts and stuff like that. It's like, how do we structure the offer? So you can imagine, before we can structure something, we have to have rules around why we would structure it a certain way. And the number one thing that we need to know is, what do your customers want? That is the number one thing. Because what a lot of people will do is they'll run a brand and they'll think, I think I know what my customer wants, or I can probably guess, or maybe I can go into chat and ask, what does a skincare client over 40 years old want, right? But what you want to know is exactly why people have chosen your brand, why they've chosen yours over every other brand, and what's the outcome that they want, what's the main pain point that they have, what is keeping them from purchasing. I'll give you a good example where this can be kind of counterintuitive. So we work with a lot of skincare companies, hair care, things like that, like beauty. And a lot of people think that customers in, let's say, the skincare niche, especially if their demographic is over 40, is that it's people who want to look young again. They want to look 20 again. They want to look 30 again. Well, a lot of times when we ask our customers, what is it that you want? They will actually tell us, we know we can't look 20 again. We know I won't look 30 again. I just want to look younger, and I want to get unsolicited compliments. I want people to not believe my age. And it seems like maybe not a big distinction, but imagine if your customer's literally saying, I don't trust anyone who makes big claims. I'm not trying to look 20 or not trying to look 30. And then in your ad, you say, turn back the clock, look 30 again. You will actually kill conversions doing that. So by understanding what your customer actually wants, you're able to build offers and copy and the structure of how you present the offer so that it aligns with what they're thinking, all right? So the first thing you have to do is you have to reach out to your own customers. And there's a lot of different ways to do this. But the main thing is you want to conduct surveys, feedback, read reviews, gather the full corpus of data that you have, everything that you have directly from the customer, and pull out of that what they're saying. What are their dream outcomes? How do they talk about it? What is the way that they verbalize what it is that they want? Because what that's going to allow you to do is put that in your actual copy and then build the offer to give them that result. So step one is always to reach out directly to the customer. There's a variety of ways to do this. We can do this through surveys. We can do this through actual phone calls, like picking up the phone and talking to them, and a bunch of different ways. But the more data you have, the better, because the more telling it'll be and the more you can use it. So once you have that, now you know what the offer has to be. Like, what do you actually have to structure? And then you can then look at your products and start to put together the product line that would do that. And then you could, later on we could talk about sort of the structure of the offer in terms of bonuses and things. But what I want to talk more about is how you get to the point where you even start building the offer. And then from there, the two types of offers that we generally will run that will have a lot of success. So I'm in the process right now of building an offer for one of our clients. So it's just good timing to kind of talk about this structure, because we're building both offers and testing them both at the same time. And it's not something, listen, everyone wants to make it sound like, oh, here's the 1, 2, 3, 4 step framework, do this and it works every time. Well, that's not how it works. As you know, right? You're gonna have to test these things, but there's a framework you can start with that can at least get you 80% of the way there, and then the 20% you're gonna have to test and figure out. So that's my objective, is to get you to that point. So right now, the two offers, and generally this is what we do for all clients. You have two types of offers. You have a try it before you buy it, which means like buying the big version of the solution. So you can get a solution. It's not the full solution, but it's just a solution. The second offer is give them the solution. So it's an offer, it's a higher priced offer that gives them the full solution. So think about it as, a sample, a part of the solution, or maybe the solution for a short period of time. And then the second version of the offer is get the full solution, but it's going to cost more. And there's no magic formula in terms of like what price point to use, but generally we keep it under about $30 on the try it solution. Like the get a solution, sort of try it before you buy and invest the bigger, a bigger amount into a bigger offer or more products. So under 30 bucks generally, but there's no magic formula on that. We've done $7, we've done $59, and everything in between. And then on the full solution, you would put together a group of products, information, bonuses that would give them the full solution. So one big solution. So if they want to, let's say they're having issues. Let's use an example. Let's say they're having issues with fine lines around their eyes, and they want to try your products before they invest the big amount of money. You could put together a try before you buy solution that gives them a solution. Maybe it gives them a temporary result. But to get the full result, they're going to need a full regimen that'll take weeks, maybe 2 to 3 months to see sort of permanent results or longer lasting results. So then your lower price point would be, $19, $29, $39, so they can experience a result, but they don't have to pay the full price to get the full result, which might cost them $200 or $300, right? And it's going to be a full package that's going to be all inclusive to give them the full result. And when you structure it this way, you're able to do two things. One, you're able to capture buyers at the low end and high end, right? Because everyone worries about, well, if I do a low priced product, then I'm going to have low AOV, and that's not what I want, because I don't want low priced buyers. I don't want bargain buyers. I want, high priced buyers. Well, there's an adage in marketing to live by, which is a buyer is a buyer is a buyer. If someone will pull out their credit card and trust you to spend $29, there's a good chance you'll be able in time to get them to spend more. Now, it might not be all of them, but there is a group in there that will spend again. So you're using a low ticket vehicle to get them in. And in that group of your low priced, low ticket buyers, there's a whale in there. There's somebody who's going to spend a lot of money. I've seen this in every single niche, every single market. It's absolutely true. And then, of course, if you get the high ticket people right out of the gate, you get them spending $200, $300, and they'll continue to spend, right? So that's great. And it averages your entire acquisition program to bring people in, right? So, sorry if it's a little windy. Sorry about that. So, yeah, maybe I could turn around if it's a little too windy. Yeah, let's turn around here. Turn my, oh, there we go. I lost you. All right. There we go. Let's see if this thing can pick me up here. Okay. So don't worry about that. You want your entire acquisition program. Think about low ticket, high ticket. It'll all average out, even out. And in those low ticket buyers, trust me, there are some big spenders. So it's okay to do that. So that's the structure of kind of the lower ticket, higher ticket. And yeah, I could get into the economics of everything, and we could maybe talk about that separately, so I'll do a separate video on that. But I think the big takeaway for me here that I want to share with you and I want you to think about is, before you start creating offers, so one offer can absolutely transform your business. We've had clients, literally, we get the offer right, and in 90 days, we've 10x monthly sales, like gone from 120K, 12K a month to 120K a month, and scaled and kept going. We've had clients on the extreme case, this is not common, but we've had clients where they were at 5K a month and we got to 500K, 600K a month in the first year. So an offer is the highest leverage thing you can do, a great offer to blow up your business and scale like crazy. There's a lot of things you have to in a business. This is one of those things that can have outsized impact if you get it right, so it's worth spending time figuring out. That's number one, nail your offer. Number two, before you start building an offer, you have to understand what people actually want. Like, what do they want that they're telling you in their language so you can build it for them? And number three, there's two types of offers that I would start with. Low ticket and what we would call like higher ticket. And it's not so much about the price as it is about what they get with the offer. So with that lower ticket, we'll call it, what they're getting is a try before you buy the big thing answer, and it's a solution or a fraction of the solution or the solution for a short period of time. The higher ticket option is going to be the full solution, and you're putting it all together so they can get the full solution that they told you they want. And if you can nail those things, and it takes time because you got to figure it out, right? But once you have that data, you'll be shocked from the customer how easy it is to put these offers together and to start testing. So, yeah, go do that. It's crazy when I look at all the clients we've worked with and some of the, we've had a ton of success with tons of clients. But when I even look at the small successes, look at the big successes, the one thing that is universal is we were able to nail the offer. And you really are like one offer away from blowing up your business. So go work on it, and yeah, hope that helps.